start at the top and work our way down, but first we want to get our foundation set up. It's an invisible line around the outsides of your feet. Everything inside that rectangle is your foundation. You want to be nice and centered over it. You have your feet parallel, about shoulder width apart. Just sink down into it, breathe down into it, and let the line attached to the top of your head pull you up, make you taller, keep some softness in your knees. Shoulders relax down the center line, parallel to the floor. Hips are parallel to the floor. Tailbone drops, hips move back a little bit. Imaginary line across your eyes and ears parallel to the floor. Back of your head rises up, chin tucks in a little bit. So you just take notice of how the bottoms of your feet feel. If you feel equally balanced, left, right, front, back. If you're aiming to be balanced in all directions in what's called the central neutral position. So you're not doing any extra work to stand up, you're just balanced everywhere. You just breathe. Let your arms float up with your palms facing, turn your hands towards you, press in. As you do, you press your head back a little bit. Turn your hands and press out. As they come down, you tuck your chin just a bit. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Back to the center. Arms come up again. Line up, center of the palm with the center of the forehead. Keep those 2 points intact as you turn to one side. 70% of your range of motion, come back to the center. Exhale as you go to the side. Inhale to the center. Okay. Turn your head to one side, drop your chin, roll it straight across the bottom, then straight across the middle. You don't press it, you just loosen up the muscles in your neck. If you've been in a keyboard a lot today, working from home, it's a really good one. And let's go the other direction. Shoulder rolls to the front. And to the back. Exhale down. Let your arms come up, palms face, hands come in towards your shoulders, then press out. It's an inhale, an exhale. As you're pointing straight up, just let your wrists, your hands tilt towards you and away from you to loosen up your wrists. Towards and away from each other. And circles one way. The other way. Your arms and hands together. Open up the muscles in the upper back and open up the chest muscles. Yeah. Soft as your fists that come to rest by your hips. You reach out to punch, you open your hand, your fingers back in and pull back. So exhale, you inhale, you reach out, you let all the joints expand outwards, and then they come back. It's that principle of song, expansion and contraction that you know. Back to the center, and then you're holding the ball, pressing up, reaching heaven and earth. So exhale out and inhale. We'll rotate from one side to the other, keeping the palms facing, turning the hands as we go from one side to the other. You're just moving from the hips up. Everything from the hips down stays nice and still. Hands over to the side like you're going to press into a wall. Shift all your weight over. The foot goes out to feel some stretch in your hips. Other side. Keep yourself nice and balanced over the foot that's holding all your weight. You feel pretty confident with your balance. You don't even have to touch that foot down. But again, you don't lean, using your hands to counterbalance. Back to the center, palms facing towards the floor, just like they're resting on a railing. Shift your weight over into one foot, hands go back just a little bit. One foot goes out, the foot that's not holding your weight. Hands go forward. And you're keeping yourself perpendicular over that weighted foot or the substantial foot. Back to the other side. Have your feet, toes towards the corner, a little bit of space between your heels, fists at your hips. Shift your weight into one side, you reach up one foot and you counterbalance by punching with the opposite hand. It's an exhale and inhale. You're going to go into something called a bow and arrow stance or an archer stance. Front foot toes are going to be straight ahead, back foot it's going to be at a 45-degree angle with some space in between. Look from the side, the knee is never beyond the toes. Do carry your knees. Shift your weight into one foot, you step up with the other foot, and punch with the opposite arm. You just let all those joints expand outwards. So you're getting a stretch almost in your whole body from the back heel all the way up to the end of your hand. So exhale, inhale. The ankles, shift your weight into one foot and just go heel and toe. Same thing on the other side. And then pick a spot on the floor where maybe a couple boards come together outside, inside the foot. Touch as close to the same place as you can. Same thing on the other side. Shift your weight over. First circles in one direction, take it really easy on all your joints. And the other way. Same thing on the other side. And the other way. Come back to center. We'll do the Tai Chi swing first and just do some things up. So you're shifting your weight from one side to the other. Throwing weights in one foot, the heel of the weightless foot comes up just a little bit off the floor. It's like your hands are attached directly to your spine. Just come back to center. Ball, upper hand's going to keep your head fairly still. Lower hand's going to move your hips out just a little bit so the movements in your ankles and your hip, and keep your knee nice and soft. Just loosen up the lower back, especially if you've been sitting in a desk a good part of the day. And back to center. I'm going to do a sequence my teacher taught me about 20 years ago or so, and we've done some variations of it over the years. So balance, your hands come up, pull back, make fists, you look to one side, and you come back to the center. It's an inhale and exhale. Back to the center, hands come down near your hips, palms up. When hand comes up, you keep your knees nice and soft, so you turn on that center axis as you push to the opposite corner of your exhale. Inhale when you come back. Remember, this one is called Push the Mountain. Back to the center, then the fair maiden looks, your hand comes up, you're looking beyond your hand, and it swoops down. It's an inhale and an exhale. Again, you're using your whole body, you're not just moving your arm. There's kind of that, sometimes think of it as the tide of the ocean going in and out, so there's kind of that song, that expansion and contraction in all the movements. And this time when your hand comes down, just let it come to rest over top of the other hand. Arms float up, so now the other hand's on top. This hand's on top, so we're going to rotate towards that corner. Arms drop. Hand on that side is going to come underneath. We're going to come back up to the other side. Arms come down. Inhale and exhale. This one took me a while to figure out when I was first starting. Whichever corner you turn to, that arm goes underneath or that hand goes underneath. When you come back to the center, the hands basically trade places, so the other hand's on top. So when you rotate to that side, the hand on that side comes underneath. And they come up, the other hand's on top. It's a way of crossing those acupressure points and your Laogong points. This time you come back, you interlace your fingers, you press up. You come up on your toes and down, and you arc to one side and the other side. Back down to the center, hands come down. So inhale up and an exhale. Inhale, exhale, and inhale, and exhale. Another one. And one more. Back to the center, your arms drop down, and this time one hand's going to come underneath, the other hand's going to be on top, so you're holding the ball. Your hand draws up, the lower hand rotates, so eventually becomes palm down, whichever hand's on top, and I've got this hand on top. I'm going to open and look in that direction, and then just reverse it so the other hand's on top. And this is just opening the blossom. It's an inhale and exhale. Come back to the center like you're holding the ball in front of the lower down hand. Keep your knees nice and soft. You rotate on that center axis. You reach up, pull back, inhale, and exhale. This always reminds me of a wave machine. Back to the center. Arms come up. Drop back towards that middle down hand for open and close. So your hands are making a bit of a circle up and then back. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Hands come back about waist high, fingertips are facing. As your hands rise up, your hands rotate, fingertips point towards the front. They keep circling around. At the top, they're facing each other again and come down. This is just lifting the platter. Back towards the center. Shift your weight into one foot. Step towards the other corner. You reach out and you grab like a tiger and you pulling something back towards you and you shift your weight forward and back. And you reverse. Exhale, inhale. To the other side. Reverse. It's like you're bringing energy back towards yourself. Your hands, so they're even with that lower down hand, you make circles. And you're shifting your weight from side to side, palms facing towards the earth. Reverse. Come up to the middle bound hand. Reverse. Upper down hand. And reverse. Hands come down, toes towards that corner. That hand's going to be on top. You're crossing your wrists, which have really big acupressure points. Back, other side. Back to the center. This one you can either put your hand on your hip like that, or you can have your hand palm up. Toe on that side's towards the corner. Hands facing towards the wall. Down, drop across, sweep across, and you're shifting your weight back and forth. Synchronize your breathing however it feels best for you. In reverse, hand comes across the top, sweeps up underneath. Twist in your body, that silk reeling where you're kind of pushing off that back foot. Bringing energy up from that back foot, directing it with the waist and expressing it with the hand. Other side. Sweep down first and come across. In reverse. Center. Have your hands about belt high. And just inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands up, middle down chin. Hip and close. Inhale. Exhale. Hands back. Hips are going to go back. You're going to keep your head over your foundation as you look like you're about to sit on a chair. You come down. You inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Hands come up. Exhale. Inhale. Back to the center. Rotate to your left hip. Right hand comes on top. And inhale. Exhale. Rotate to the other side. Same thing. Just open and close on its side. Back to the front. Massage down the back if you need to do a little extra over your lower back. And then up the front. Nose back in the front. Shoulders nice and relaxed, holding a big tree in your arms, standing meditation, standing stake. If you want to make it easier, bring your feet closer together, but you still have some bend in your knees. You want to make it more difficult to really strengthen your legs. Do it like this. You just find a place that feels comfortable for you, and you just stay relaxed and breathe. And you can hold this for however long you want, for whatever your purpose is, and then you bring back the shoulder width. Drop your hands, you inhale on the way up, you exhale down. One more. Thank you for coming out playing Tai Chi qigong with me. Take care. Stay safe and well, and see you next time.